Mitchell, do you know why we called you here today?
My name is Mitchell Hooper. I'm 27 years old from Canada. I'm 6'3", 143 kilos. My nickname is The Moose because when I take my pants on, I'm called The Moose because when I was competing in Australia, one of the guys in the crowd just shouted that and it ended up sticking.
Gotta love Hooper's leg drive. That little pop off the bottom.
I don't know if you're booing me because I'm Canadian, but we're part of the Commonwealth. I'm on your team, yeah?
I think my favorite moment in Strongman so far is walking out into the Royal Albert Hall. It was my first stadium experience, first time in front of a crowd that size, and that place is yet to be matched by anything I've seen yet. My favorite food is pizza, meat lover's pizza, and ice cream, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. My most hated food would be cucumbers.
Why?
I don't know. I just can't do it. It's sort of the same as watermelon, where it's food, but it's nothing. You know, you're just chewing on like husk and fiber. Yeah, it's hard to say your best friend in Strongman because it's really such a brotherhood that there's not many people who I wouldn't want to sit down and go out for dinner with. That being said, I haven't done a professional competition without Alexei Novikov, and I think him and I have started to form a pretty good friendship. I have a lot of respect and time for Luke Stoltman. Quick story about Luke. At Worlds, I put myself at the end of the breakfast buffet, first day when everyone was coming in so I could introduce myself and say hello. And Luke was the only one out of 29 other guys to actually come up to me first and say hello and welcome me to Strongman. And for me, something like that speaks volumes. The biggest inspiration is a tough one for me because I don't have an individual person who I look at and they inspire me as a whole. I take a lot of elements from different people in my life. My grandfather was a very successful businessman. My dad's one of the hardest workers I know. My mom's one of the most compassionate people I know. So I try to pull the best elements from different people and try to replicate those the best that I can. The worst injury I've had is when I was deadlifting in the gym in my short powerlifting career. It was this second floor of the gym. I felt my back tweak and I sort of leant over for 5-10 minutes expecting it to improve. And it got worse and worse and worse. I ended up on the ground, had to call the ambulance, got taken away in the ambulance. Basically got pumped full of Oxycontin until I could stand up and use a walker to get out of the hospital. It took me about a week to be able to walk properly again and rehab myself back in about 6 months to win the national powerlifting title. The most incredible thing I've witnessed in Strongman is when I was in the boneyard at World's Strongest Man, I was getting advice from a couple of other guys, completely unsolicited. Gabriel Pena told me about how someone always gets hurt in the yard and to be careful. Then I was practicing the power stairs before the heats, which was an event in the finals, and Bobby Thompson ended up coming up to me and telling me, "Stop now, you're about to hurt yourself." And that was my introduction to the pro scene, and to see that level of camaraderie where it will literally take money out of these guys' pockets, and that's been consistent all the way through my experience, and that's one of the biggest reasons that I love the sport. I think if the events line up well, I could be the world's strongest man sometime in the next 3 years. I don't think there's a competition in the world that I couldn't win in the next few years. That being said, a lot of things have to happen. You have to go out there and execute, you have to stay injury free, the events have to line up right. Certain guys that are particularly good at certain events have to not show up. But I think at the moment, with the right set of events, I would be the strongest man in the world. So there's lots of potential, but I certainly see myself as a staple in a lot of competitions moving forward. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Go over, like, comment, subscribe on Giants Live. You can also find me Instagram, YouTube at Mitchell Hooper.